Thank you. And Keila, no, please stand. Keila and Joel will be singing now.
Mark time. March. Present. Arms.
Oh, sing, can you see by the dawn's early light what somehow we fell at the twilight's last gleam, whose hearts stripes and bright stars through the perilous sky, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallant we stood, and markings around the most bursting oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free in the fold of the grave?
Forward. March.
I'd like to welcome you all to National Honor Society and National Junior Honor Society inductions. We will start with Dina Pompa speaking about the Board of Knowledge.
The torch, for the earliest of times, has been the emblem of knowledge. Unlit, it has no power to lead or guide. It is of no effect until the touch of the match ignites it with the vital and beautiful flame. As such, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the inspiration that are buried in the great treasure of books and hidden in the minds of men and women are valueless until by faithful study we unlock these treasure houses and make them give up their stores for the use of mankind. As man has long lit a torch to guide him into dark places, so all men who seek truth must be held firm and true to the purposes of life as the virtues represented. In keeping with the emblem, the motto of the society is "Light is the symbol of truth." I will now light the candle of knowledge and truth.
Thank you, Lena. It's now my pleasure to introduce Ms. Tina Lake, the NHS and NJHS sponsor.
It is my pleasure to welcome parents, Mr. Williams, our assistant principal, Mr. Harvey, our principal, the current NHS and NJHS members, Mr. Harvey, and our new inductees that are sitting in front of us. Today, the Aviano Chapter of National Honor Society will induct 14 National Honor Society members and 19 National Junior Honor Society members. Before we continue our ceremony, I would like to take this time to recognize our National Honor Society seniors that are in good standing with our Aviano chapter. The following seniors will receive an honor cord to wear at graduation, signifying their service and leadership at Aviano Middle High School and in our Aviano community. Seniors, will you please rise? And second cord when your name is called. And Lisa Harden. It's been my pleasure to work with some of the finest students in the school. They worked hard to fulfill their National Society requirements. I have valued the most responding to this group is seeing their growth throughout the year. It's such a joy for me to witness students helping each other, supporting each other, and growing in their leadership abilities. Now I want to talk about Abby Cole. She's the last senior that will receive her honor cords, and she is our National Honor Society president. Abby has been a true leader this year and has brought the group together. But what has impressed me the most about Abby is her willingness to help others, especially her peers. Abby, I want to thank you for your service to our school and to National Honor Society. And that's all we're going to talk about.
We will now hear from the NHS Acting President and Vice President, Hannah Stone.
I am Hannah Stone, Acting President of NHS.
I would like to welcome future NHS members, students, parents, Ms. Lake, Mr. Williams, Mr. Harvey, welcome. The 2014-2015 chapter of Aviano MHS had a successful year. The first project we did was helping out at the elementary school's Christmas Cottage. The Christmas Cottage is an elementary school program where kids buy presents for their parents. We have done this as a service project for the past years, and it's always fun to help kids pick out presents for their family. Another project we did was a holiday treat drive for the airmen, where we made a bunch of treats for the airmen in the dorms whose families are in state and all the time. Doing that was fun, and knowing that you were making someone's holiday better felt good. For the second semester, research project we did is school cleanup. This was a good way to clean up our school because we made it enjoyable by having Easter eggs to find while cleaning up. Then afterwards, we had prizes for most trash and most trash. Now, one project we did last year was tutoring after school cyber cafe. Members went after school either on Monday or Thursday, maybe even both, and helped other students with homework they had to get done. This was an experience that not only helped our fellow students, but gave us a chance to show our academic leadership. This is my second year in NHS. I was inducted as a seventh grader, and I'm grateful for the experiences this has given me. I have learned a lot about organizing events, running meetings, and more about leadership and more about leadership. Leadership is one of those skills that you improve throughout your life and that you will always learn. It gives you a lot of social skills that are part of the whole aspect. For example, committing to NHS in itself is a good leadership skill because you have to follow all of the rules and make sure you accomplish what you're expected to. NHS helps you focus on responsibility, and that is a life skill that you will always use. I've enjoyed being a part of this chapter, and I hope you will enjoy working with other members that have the same values and are some of the best students at our school. I would like to give a big thank you to Ms. Lake as our sponsor. We wouldn't have been able to do any of what we did without her. Without further ado, I wish to congratulate all the new members, and I hope your experience will be a good time. Now, I'd like to introduce Aviano National Honor Society President.
I'll make this really quick so we get to it. As you probably figured out by now, my name is Aviano, I'm president of NHS. I want to say welcome to teachers, administrators, parents, and members of the National Honor Society, old and new. This year, in National Honor Society, we do two large service projects. One, we make cookies for security forces funds for the day on Christmas morning, and we deliver them on Christmas morning. And this semester, we created a kindness hunt, in which we created Easter eggs and had small acts of kindness for people to complete, and we had them around school. We also did two smaller service projects, one of which is we had a coat drive, and we collected about 40 coats, and we donated them to an orphanage in Felicia. And during the winter time, we also did a winter market, in which we sold grilled cheese and tomato soup, and this funded our larger service projects. In addition, every member also completed 30 individual volunteer hours and 8 tutoring hours for Cyber Cafe. Now, D's, you're in. Congratulations. The NHS motto is Noblesse Oblige. It literally translates into mobility obligates. It comes from French saying, and it was used to remind French nobility of how they should act and the behavior that they had to. But in more modern English, it is used as a broader literary term concept that suggests that people with special abilities or gifts need to use these to their fullest potential. It implies that with power and prestige comes social responsibility. It's a moral obligation to act with honor, kindness, and generosity. But the importance is not in the definition itself, but it's in the understanding that strength and the power that the concept wields over the most successful people is the most important. For members of NHS, true noblesse oblige has nothing to do with hyper power or prestige, but it has to do with those core values you guys were chosen on. True noblesse oblige is a responsibility for all of us who have been given the benefits of this opportunity to increase our love for service and leadership. So in true noblesse oblige spirit, remember, you do not need to be wealthy or powerful or president to be a hero. You merely need to act with honor and with a loving and ethical heart. NHS serves to honor those students who have demonstrated excellence in the areas of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. We're selected for National Honor Society because you embody these core values. Because without leadership, we are followers. Without service, we do not know the true gift of giving. Without scholarship, we are not learners. And without good character, we affect the world in a negative way. When people think of scholarship, good grades is normally the first thing that comes to mind. But it is much more than that. Scholarship is wanting to learn and having the love of learning. Learning becomes enjoyable, thus the good grades. Abigail Adams said, "Learning is not attained by chance. It must be sought for with ardor and attended to with diligence." But there's more to National Honor Society than just having good grades. Leadership, more than a position. Leaders are dream merchants. They make people believe that they have the ability to succeed. They turn adversity into opportunity. As John Maxwell said, a word of encouragement from a leader can inspire a person to reach her potential. Service. John F. Kennedy said during his inaugural address, "And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, but Ask what you can do for your country. I want to turn that around and ask not what your community can do for you, but ask what you can do for your community. 30 volunteer hours shouldn't be something that you hate doing. It should be something you love doing. It should make you feel good. The attitude of wanting to serve is something every member of NHS should have. Character. Doing the right thing when nobody's looking. We should build our lives around good character. Character has many different components to it. But what it really boils down to is doing the right thing and being a good person. As Teddy Roosevelt said, to educate a person in the mind but not in the morals is to educate the menace to society. And so, as you all go on to your careers as National Honor Society members, I challenge you. Be learners, leaders, volunteers, and to show the world your wonderful character I know you don't have. And just remember, always act in truth and bless the Luke Spirit. So just remember, together with National Honor Society, we can make the world a better place, one service project at a time. Thank you. Of Aviano's Middle High School, National Honor Society, and National Junior Honor Society have been earned by the effective demonstration of 4 qualities for National Honor Society and 5 qualities for National Junior Honor Society, held in high esteem by the Society. 5 of our members will now review these qualities for the candidates. Scholarship.
Scholarship means a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and studying, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended. For education in its own way is the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities of learning and scholarship.
Leadership.
Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the student, taking the initiative to act as school educational leaders trying to train and aid others towards being effective. The price of leadership is sacrifice. The willingness to yield with personal interest for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence or will for others. No matter what power and resource they exist in a country, their influence and affection without the guidance of wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, leaders associates in charge to
Service.
Service can be described in various ways. In the routine of the day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need, without monetary compensation or without recognition, is the quality we seek in our membership. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow.
Character.
Character. Character is the force within each individual which distinguishes that person from others. It gives each of us our individuality. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to obtain the respect of others. It is this force of character that guides us through life, and, when once developed, grows steadily. Character is achieved and not received. It is the positive, constant action, striving daily to make right choice. The problem with character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to give to others. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, You may help to prove by example that we value character.
Citizenship.
Citizenship is the obligations each member of our society faces to live up to the democratic ideals given to us by the founders of our country. The responsibilities each of us has to our home community, our state, and our nation are many. As good citizens, we are bound to live up to the laws and guidelines which unite us as a civilized society. Good citizens work together to improve not only our lives, but the lives of all of our fellow citizens. Good citizenship requires that we remain strong and vigilant in protecting the right freedoms and rights that have been granted to us, and in preventing injustice from entering our lives. We, the members of our chapter, are called to live up to the high standards of citizenship from this day forward.
I would like now to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Williams. He is currently the assistant principal at Aviano Middle High School. Prior to Aviano, Mr. Williams served as the assistant principal for Sigonella Middle High School. Hailing from Upstate, South Carolina, Mr. Williams joined Avia in 2003 as a career and technical education teacher at MC Perry Middle High School in Yukuni, Japan. During his time with Avia, Mr. Williams taught at Mannheim and Ramsey High Schools in Germany, and also served as the District Educational Technology Instructional Systems Specialist in Kaiserslautern, Germany. Mr. Williams joined Aviano Middle High School in November of 2013 and embraced the school's vision of challenging and empowering all. He feels blessed to help lead a team of educators that understands the need for high expectations and rigorous learning opportunities for all students. Mr. Williams is a staunch advocate for student success and believes all students have the ability to succeed. Mr. Williams earned his bachelor's degree from Clemson University in Technology and Human Resource Development in 2002, his master's degree in Curriculum and Instruction from the University of Phoenix in 2009. Mr. Williams is married to the former Jamie Godber for 11 years. They have 2 children. Troy, age 11, is a 5th grader, and Caitlin, age 8, is a 2nd grader, both at Aviano Elementary School. Mr. Williams enjoys working hard to ensure every student has the opportunity to demonstrate their full potential. Outside of school, he enjoys spending time with family and friends, and is an accomplished musician and photographer. It's our pleasure to have Mr. Williams as our special speaker today.
First, I'll speak loudly so everybody can hear. So I want to apologize to you guys because you're in the splash zone. I'll try not to get you wet while I talk. First, let me say thank you for the opportunity to speak today. When I was asked to speak, I asked Abby, I said, Abby, what do I need to speak about? She told me service. And I also said to Abby, how long do I have to speak today, 5 or 7 minutes? And she said, no, Mr. Williams, more like 2 or 3. And so I have to admit, I was very excited to hear that the topic was service, but I wasn't so excited about only having 2 or 3 minutes to speak about it. I promise I will be done in 7 minutes and we can get to the cake, all right? Service is something that's very dear and dear to me. I've volunteered in lots of positions throughout my life, and I've never expected anything in return. And that's a really important part of service, is doing something for someone else and not expecting anything in return. As I started to plan this speech, I asked my son, Toy, a 5th grader, I said, Toy, do you have any words of wisdom for me about service? And his response to me was, you mean like internet service? I said, well, we can all identify with the fact that we know what no service is if you're talking about internet and Aviano. I then explained to him, no, I mean, service like someone helping you or helping someone out. To which he replied, oh, you mean like the ladies in the cafeteria that serve the food? Y'all were supposed to laugh. At that point, I decided that maybe I should ask my 2nd grade daughter, Caitlin, what her idea of service was. So I said, Caitlin, I have to give a speech about service. Do you have any tips for me? And she said, you mean like when you go to a counter and somebody says, may I help you? She nailed it. You see, dictionary.com defines service as a noun, an adjective, and a verb. As a noun, it's defined as an act of helpful activity, help or aid, i.e., to do someone a service. As an adjective, you would think of the word service in the manner of being charged for providing a service, like a service fee, 15% on a restaurant check. And as a verb, you use it with an object, serviced or servicing, i.e. to make fit for use or repair, to restore the condition of something, i.e. to service an automobile, okay? I think what's really interesting about the word service, though, is that to understand the concept of service, you got to understand the origin of the word service. The word service is a 12th century word, and it was originally used to define a church service, which was a celebration of public worship. It also had French origins, and it was thought to describe an act of homage or an act of servitude. If you reach back to Latin, you actually find the word was associated with slavery, and it was meant to describe the act of serving in the role of a servant. From the 13th century, you actually find the word was associated with the occupation of what was called an attendant servant. Now, to me, that's interesting. It's a really interesting concept because studying the origin of the word, we actually find that you can't have service without an attendant or without a slave. That's what the word actually meant. I'm not going to belabor you with what the origin of the word attendant meant, but I do want you to know two things about an attendant. An attendant, by definition, is someone who is present. They are there. And furthermore, by definition, they're someone who attends or waits on another person. Anybody start to draw the connection? You got to have an attendant to serve, okay? And you guys as National Honor Society, National Junior Honor Society inductees are going to be the new attendants of the National Honor Society and National Junior Honor Society. National Honor Society is built on the tenets that Abby already talked about: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. To serve, you must, as the word originally meant, take the position of servitude. One of the four main purposes of Honor Society is to stimulate a desire to render service. Recently, I had the opportunity to watch several of the senior walkabout project presentations. Have any of you heard or seen those this year? Anybody? Yeah, put your hands up. That's okay. Some of you know. All right. So one of the things is it's a senior capstone project that our seniors do here, and one of the tenets of that senior capstone project is a service project. Kids as seniors have to do that. And I heard this year of a student who dedicated time at the Cancer Research Hospital over here in Aviano. I heard of another student that finished a cabinet for his mom. I heard of another student that babysat, and he collected over $300 in donations and gave it to our robotics club so they could pay their way to the national tournament that they traveled to a few weeks ago. I even heard of a couple of students who created homemade blankets for all of the kids on a pediatric ward in Arizona. Did they do it because they were required to do it? Maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think they did it for recognition either. But I can promise you one thing, and in the end I can tell you, based on listening to them speak as they presented their projects, they learned the service they did out of kindness and respect for their fellow man brought more reward than anyone could ever pay. As a school administrator, I constantly see students who half-heartedly take on projects just to get the hours. I think by doing this, students miss out on the fun part, the reward of knowing they can help someone out. I've always sort of had this idea in my head that about 10% of the population does about 90% of the service work. What would happen if 90% or 100% of the population contributed 10%? Think about that. I challenge you to break the norm and show me that you, 100% of you, can take on the challenge and the rewards of service and apply them in your daily lives. As you take this pledge today, I challenge you not only to give the 30 required volunteer hours for National Honor Society, but I challenge you to systematically and systemically work together to create a societal change that will ignite a wildfire of people who want to do the right thing for the greater good. This is a noble challenge, one you shouldn't take lightly. Please remember, being a member of National Honor Society is a privilege. It's not a right. Serve wholeheartedly, give graciously, and never expect anything in return. In closing, I want to tell you a story. This is the story of two frogs. One frog was big and the other frog was little. And one day, while they were searching for food, they inadvertently jumped into a milk vat. They couldn't get out because the sides were too slippery, and they were just swimming around in the milk. The big frog said to the little frog, he said, "Brother frog, there's no use in us paddling any longer." He said, "We're just going to drown. So we might as well give up." The little frog replied, "Hold on, brother, keep on paddling, somebody's going to come get us out of here." They continued to both paddle for hours. After a while, the big frog said, "Brother Frog, there's no use. I'm becoming very tired now. I'm just going to stop paddling and drown. It's Sunday. Nobody's working. We're doomed. There's no possible way out of this." But the little frog said, "Keep trying. Keep paddling. Something will happen. Keep paddling." And another couple of hours passed. The big frog said, "I can't go on any longer. There's no sense in doing this because we're going to drown. What's the use?" And the big frog stopped paddling. He just gave up. He just sat there in the milk. But the little frog kept on paddling. And an hour later, the little frog felt something solid beneath his feet. The big frog was still floating over there, and he looked over at the little frog and he said, "My goodness, frog," he said, "you turned this milk into butter. Thank you for your service." They both hopped out of the vat. Why did I tell you this story? Well, I tell you this because to exemplify the traits of a National Honor Society and National Junior Honor Society member, you must be willing to serve. Are you going to be the little servant frog, or are you going to be the big lazy frog? It's not always easy to be a leader. It's not always easy to make the decisions. And it's not always easy to serve. However, when you put your mind to it, serve like that little frog, I know that each of you will be able to live up to the traits you're pledging to uphold today. Thank you for your time.
We will now have the pledges. We'll start with the National Junior Honor Society. NHS, please rise. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Junior Honor Society.
The high purposes of the National Junior Honor Society.
To which I have been selected.
To which I have been selected.
I will be true to the principles for which it stands.
I will be true to the principles for which it stands.
I will be loyal to my school.
I will be loyal to my school.
And will maintain and encourage. High standards of scholarship, service, leadership.
High standards of scholarship, service, leadership.
Citizenship and character.
Citizenship and character.
Please be seated. We will now call each one of you up to receive your certificate and become a full member of NHS. Matthew Baker. Likely. Nicole Eldridge. Maureen Blake. Kylie Delwich. Renee Golder. Maria Forbes. Ethan Gable. Jasmine Guest. Hannah Glass. Gavin Johnson.
Alicia Mannery. Mason Palliser. Amanda Shaw. Tracy Walker. Mary Walker. Madison Walker. And Lula Williams. Please help me congratulate the newest members of the Aviano chapter of National Junior Honor Society.
NHS candidates, please rise. Repeat after me. I pledge to maintain my highest scholastic standing. To hold as fundamental and worthy and untarnished character. To endeavor intelligently and courageously. To be a leader. And to give myself freely in service of others. In so doing, I shall prove myself worthy of a place in the National Honor Society. Please be seated. We will now call each of you up to receive your certificate and become a full member of National Honor Society. Natalie Aviano. Haley Adams. Victor Enfield. Abigail Apollosa. Allison Butterman. Jamisha Gaddy. Austin Groves. Jeremy Jones. Ewan Kidwell. Genevieve Lyman. Julia Bartel. Hayden Roars. Lauren Vaughn. And last but not least, Tevin Wells. Give him a hand. Congratulations, you are now the newest members of National Honor Society. It will be our privilege to hear from Principal Mr. Kenneth Burton.
Congratulations to all of you. And, I think this is an absolutely wonderful ceremony. It's one of the nicest ceremonies that we do. And this is a wonderful honor for all of you. This is one of the things that all the transcripts will stay with you for a good long while of your life. And I just simply ask that you adhere to the principles of the National Honor Society or National Junior Honor Society. Take them seriously and continue to serve our school and whatever communities or community you end up in. It is, like I said, it's a wonderful, wonderful honor to have for parents. And one of the things I think is you have an awful lot to do with your children's success. And this is an awful big honor for you. And an awful good testament to the way that you raise your children. And we got to thank your parents lately. Please take some time and do that today. One of the great reasons that you're here is because of the love and support that they've given you throughout this time of your life. I don't take any more of your time. I thank you all for coming. I believe there's a reception. You're probably going to play them. Anyway, thank you again.